Hello and welcome to another video from Midas Touch Toys Games Collectibles, and today we are looking at the 1996 release by WB Toys or Warner Brothers Toys from their Flash Gordon the Animated series of action figures and the play sets and vehicles. And this particular figure we are looking at today is of Kobalt the Mercenary, who was one of Ming's henchmen. Okay, so this is the card that the figure comes on. On the very top, you've got his Flash Gordon and the logo. And it says Kobalt stalks Team Flash on his air sled. Kobalt the Mercenary, Fangs and a Heart of Cold. As seen in the animated Flash Gordon TV show. Warning, choking hazard, small parts not suitable for children under 3 years. Assortment number 12400, stock number 12408. And then the bottom left-hand corner, it says ages 4 and up. And the bottom right-hand corner, you have the Playmates logo. Okay, so that is the front of the card. Now, before we have a good look at the figure and his accessories itself. Oh, before I actually do that, let's just turn this to the side a little bit. And it tells you what accessories he's got. So he's got his Transrupter, his Imperial Transcanner, and of course his Rocket Rolling Airsled, because all the figures came with one of these Rocket Rolling Airsleds. But anyway, we come to that later. Let's turn the card around and see what we've got on the back here. Okay, so it says, Flash card from the files of Team Flash, Imperial Rundown, reported by Flash Gordon. Imperial member, Kobalt the Mercenary. Species, Pantherson. Threat level, extreme with near ultimate precautions. Known Mongo appliances, Transrupter, Imperial Transcanner, and the Rocket Rolling Airsled. It says, man, this guy's no pussycat. Saber-tooth fangs and the transputer, that's almost always on target. He's one rude, crude dude, a killer for the highest bidder. That's his game, and he thinks it's going to be fun hunting down Team Flash. Okay, I guess it's up to Dale and me and the rest of the Team Flash to make sure that we're the most dangerous game that he's ever hunted. And we've got to make sure that we hunt him down first. Things won't look too good for Mongo, Earth and the rest of the universe if we fail. He's really dangerous with that Transrupter, and Ming can always give him the latest info with a Transcanner. But money and overconfidence might be his weakness. I think I've got a plan to take advantage of his greed and arrogance, but it's going to be tough. And then it says, the moons of Mongo cast desperate shadows across a desolate planet. The world of Mongo lay devastated, a hopeless vessel of slavery, adrift under the rule of a mighty emperor, Ming the Merciless. His power is absolute, his evil complete, as Ming reaches his tyrannical grasp beyond Mongo. His wretched eyes narrow upon Earth. Nothing can stop him, except a Flash Gordon that is, a hip-flip skateboarding teenager with an attitude. A freak accident throws Flash into the strange world of Mongo. Now, to save Earth, this stranded castaway must save Mongo. Flash and his team of rebels must muster Mongo technology to thwart Ming and his diabolical plans to conquer the universe. If Flash ever wants to play video games on Earth again, he will have to fight for real, because this time, there's no replay. And it says, Kobalt's Rocket Rolling Airsled races to intercept Flash Gordon and Team Flash. And there's an image of the figure on his airsled. It said, Team Flash and Imperial forces do battle on planet Mongo. And you've got Prince Talon, Princess Thunder, Flash Gordon in Mongo outfit, General Lynch, Dale Arden, Flash Gordon in flight suit, Kobalt the Mercenary, which is obviously what this one is, and Ming the Merciless. And that's the 8 figures in the series. And it says, Mongo Madness, Transrupter. In the paws of Kobalt, the Transrupter is one of the deadliest weapons on planet Mongo. And the Imperial Transcanner, with this device, Kobalt receives the latest instructions. And underneath the sticker was the information on the Rocket Rolling Airsled. But we can't see that because Playmates will put their sticker over the top. But never mind. And at the bottom, it's got all the 1996 copyright information. And it's assortment number 12400, stock number 12408. And you've got the Playmates logo there and the Playmates web details. And also, finally, you've got the barcode at the bottom. Okay, that's the back of the card. Now let's turn it back round and have a good look at the figure itself. Okay, so I zoomed right in on the figure itself, and I think these figures were fantastic. The sculpturing on them, the design, they're identical to the ones on the animated series. I know it's an animated series, so the sculpting is not as perfect as it has to be on a action figure with live action, but they've just done a fantastic job on these, and they do look exactly like the characters in the animated television series. Okay, so this is Kobalt, and like all of them, he's 5 inches tall or 13 centimeters. Now, his articulation wise, I just want to bring him forward and have a better look. So his head does move, his arms go up and down, his legs go up and down. There's no movement on his elbows that I can see, and I don't see so his knees, it does look like there is articulation on his knees. If you can just see that down the side there. I'm looking at the figure and not realizing what I'm doing on the camera, so sorry about that. But yeah, so I'm not quite sure about, no, I'm pretty certain there's no articulation on the elbows. It doesn't look to be, so it is just raising and lowering the arms, raising and lowering the legs, and I'm pretty certain that there's nothing on the knees now, because I'm just looking at that, and I think what I thought was articulation is actually his knee pads. So it's just moving legs up and down, moving arms up and down, and turning the head from side to side. That is the extent of the articulation. So a little bit disappointed on the articulation, but otherwise, you know, the figures are great. And obviously he's got his accessories, so he's got his Transrupter and his Transcanner on his left hand side, and he's got his Rocket Rolling Airsled on the right hand side. Now the Rocket Rolling Airsleds, they come with each of the figures in the Flash Gordon series, and they've all got these pegs on the airsled, and if we turn the figure up, you can see on the bottom of his feet there's holes in his feet for him to stand on those pegs. So that is what they're designed for, and then you can fly him around the sky on his Rock and Rolling Airsled as he zooms after Team Flash Gordon and gang. Now, how well did these figures do? Well, to be perfectly honest with you, they didn't do very well, and that's because the series didn't do very well. It was how can I say, it was a new take on Flash Gordon, if you like. It's not the Flash Gordon that we all know and love from our childhood. This was a new take on it, and it was a teenager Flash Gordon who somehow gets a freak accident, transports him over to Mongo, where he has to join forces with the Mongolians, who are against Ming the Merciless, the evil emperor or dictator. And they have to try and overthrow him and stop him, because his next major project is to take over the universe, and the planet that he's looking at the start is Earth. So in order to stop him from conquering Earth, they've got to defeat him on Mongo. So that was the story behind the Flash Gordon animated series. As I say, it wasn't very popular. It didn't do very well in the ratings, and it was axed. There was 26 episodes made, but it was axed a long time before the 26 episodes were actually shown. I think they did finally show all 26 episodes, maybe on reruns at different times, but it wasn't in one continuous run. So, and obviously with it taken off air, the merchandise flops. But to be honest with you, there was no great demand for the merchandise for Flash Gordon, the animated series, because it just wasn't a very good series and a good hit. So it was a complete flop, to be perfectly honest with you. I don't know how well it did in the US, but certainly in the UK it was poor, very poor. And obviously as a result, the merchandise was taken off the shelves, and I did hear that a lot of them ended up in landfill, a lot of the figures and the play sets and the vehicles come to that. So yeah, they certainly have become now a collector's item, as with a lot of the items that end up in short supply or the TV series gets axed at the time, but years on it then becomes a cult classic, and this is no exception. So the figures are now collectible and sought after, but they are quite difficult to find in this mint unopened condition. You can find quite a few of them on the platforms, but they are opened and they've been, you know, used and played with. But finding them in this mint unopened condition is quite an achievement these days. But yes, you know it, as usual, we at Midas Touch have managed to find a few, and they're currently available to purchase on the Midas Touch website, which you can get to quite simply by clicking the link below. It will take you straight to the website where you'll be able to find this and many other vintage Flash Gordon items and many other vintage toys, games and collectibles. Come to that, there's over 10,000 products currently available on the website for you to view and purchase at your leisure. And also don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because we are uploading videos for every new item that goes into the website. There will be something for everybody, and I am absolutely positive you're not going to want to miss this, because we literally have thousands and thousands of new products which we're shooting videos for and uploading on a daily basis. So if there is something in particular you are looking for, something old that you've never been able to find, something quirky that you might want to buy for a friend, or maybe just something from your childhood that you'd like to own again to help you recuperate those long lost childhood memories, well, stay tuned, keep watching, because you never know, the next item we upload could be the item you've been looking for. Okay, that is it for me on this particular item. I hope you've enjoyed this very short video. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again soon. Okay, so I've zoomed right in on the figure itself, and I think these figures